So as some of you might know, I did an Akali skin tier list and got kind of roasted a bit and probably got some bad reputation points in the Akali main community. So I thought to myself, I'll just do the same thing to Riven and get the Riven mains community all right up for my bad taste in skins. There's not much to say, let's hop right into the first skin. The first skin is the default Riven skin. There's not much to say, I like the hair, it looks cute. It looks like she just made her hair really fast because she had to go to battle. Makes it look nice. I think the splash art did not get updated since Riven got released. I think even Riven was one of the first champions that released, but I think her splash art never changed really. If so, I'm gonna look it up and show you guys, but I think it's still the same, and it aged pretty well, like a good cheese. A big problem with the default skin is it's kind of outdated and the player model is kind of old, but it's still a pretty decent skin. The main people that use the default skin on Riven, despite owning all the other skins, are either Smurfs, really good Riven players, or edgelords, because they think they are mysterious and don't need any skins. Oh, and the default skin also reminds me of characters from a Certified Hood classic game called Sword and Sandals 2. I don't know why, but yeah, if anyone out there besides me knows this game, you can see yourself as highly honored in this community. I personally would, for now, maybe I will change it later depending on other ratings. For now, I will put it on B tier. Now to the second skin, Redeemed Riven. So Redeemed Riven just looks like Riven in a knight armor with a hood on, or like Link from Ocarina of Time. If you look close enough on the skin, you can see that she's wearing like German leather pants called Lederhose. I don't know why they decided to do that, but yeah, it looks okay. I gotta say, the sword looks kinda clunky though, so I'm not the biggest fan of the Redeemed Riven sword design. So if you want to cosplay Sir Lancelot or Link from Ocarina of Time, that's the perfect skin for it. So there's a little fun fact with Redeemed Riven. Back in the days when this skin released, there was an outrage of people saying that they want to remove the hood with like a key binding. So Riot actually added that. You have to press caps and F or space and F in game, and then you will remove the hood. I think they even added it into the patch notes that you could remove the hood, and I would also put that in B tier. I'm not sure if above or below, but I think I'm gonna go below because I'm not the biggest fan of the armor. Now to my favorite skin of all Riven skins, probably Crimson Elite Riven.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
I'm just kidding, guys. The skin is an abomination. The only thing good about the skin is her sword, I guess. It's kind of cool, but the splash art is wrong. Mostly Riven is wearing like a shoulder guard and the glove. In this skin, they made it mirrored, so the glove is on the wrong hand and the shoulder guard's on the wrong hand, and it's still not fixed today. So that's kind of mocking me. And she kind of got weird proportion from behind. She low-key looks like E.T. So whoever says he likes the skin would probably also wear something like this. So there's no real reason to playing the skin besides trolling, so straight into F tier. Obviously. The next Riven skin is an absolute classic. It's Battle Bunny Riven. I probably don't have to mention why this is probably one of the most played Riven skins. This is the perfect skin for every first Riven player, so actually for all Riven players. Be cautious though, you might get distracted playing this skin, so you gotta have strong willpower if you want to play the skin. The skin is cool because it's gimmicky, it's a bit funny. She has like this cute tail and the cute ears. And they also had a nice idea with her sword. It becomes like a full-grown carrot if you're old. Be cautious, guys. Don't use chromas because for whatever reason she turns into a fanboy when you do so. Unless you want her to be a fanboy, then go for a chroma, I guess. This is in, for now I would put it in A tier. I think A tier is a perfect spot. So now to actually one of my favorite Riven skins, Dragonblade Riven. The splash art is insane. I like how she's just jumping into the fight without any fear. And also the color scheme on the splash art is perfect with the red fire and the her green and red armor and the white hair. Love it. Probably one of the best splash arts Riven has for the skins. As I said before, the color scheme of the skin looks also insane when you go in-game. And the blade looks good in both states, in broken and reforged. But I think the reforged one is kinda okay. But I think the small version, like the broken blade, looks perfect. I'm not the biggest fan of the sword when you ult with Dragonblade Riven, but it's still acceptable. It's not bad. And also the abilities, especially the W, feels like small fire explosions, and I think that makes the skin feel really responsive. And I'm pretty sure if you use the skin, your auto attacks deal more damage with the skin. I don't have any evidence to back it up, but I'm pretty sure, guys. You can believe me. Oh, and you got the chroma for the skin. I think it's like a golden one. It looks like a prestige skin, but back in the days there were no prestige skins, so you kind of got it for blue essence, I think. But now you gotta pay 20 bucks to get the same skin, but in gold. I'm not the biggest fan of the golden chroma from Dragonblade, but it's okay. You can use it sometimes. times, but I think it makes the skin look a bit worse. This is an easy S tier, the first S tier. So now we are going into a little bit of controversial regions. It's a championship Riven. This skin was released with some other world skins for a limited time, I think in 2012, 13, somewhere around there. They released a fake version of the skin in 2016. I started playing in 2014, so I just owned the fake version. But the only difference I know is that the original version has a crown, so you get a blue or golden crown in-game on your head, and you also get a special loading screen. Yeah, a lot of people like the skin, but if I'm honest, I don't know why. Her hair looks like spaghetti, the splash head is mid and cringy as fuck, the sword color and effects look cool, but the shape looks like a pictogram of the Earth's crust. It's hard to explain, I'm just going to try to show you what I mean. And the blue armor doesn't look good either. Personally, I would put it in C tier, but I know this skin enjoys a high reputation in the Riven community, that's why I'm gonna put it in the A tier, just so I don't get cancelled. The next skin is Arcade Riven, and I know a lot of people don't like the skin, but I think the concept of the skin is good, but the execution was not the best. So for me, it's the color scheme. I'm not the biggest fan of the color scheme in the skin. I know you don't have a lot of options when you go for arcade skin, but she has some cool chromas that kinda help, and she got a cool backpot. She throws away her sword and then she can pick another sword from another skin line. I think that's a really cool idea. Oh, and also her waist looks way too thin, right? Is it just me? Like, bro, look at that. Isn't that way too thin? Well, whatever. She got some cool effects on the abilities, and I don't really mind the sounds neither. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I think it sounds fine. It's a little bit weird because of this 8-bit sound, but I got pretty used to it pretty fast, so I don't mind really. The Arcade Riven skin got probably one of the coolest death animations from all Riven skins. We can't forget that. Like with this KO. Oh, and while testing the skin, I got this weird Michael Jackson combo where my ult and my third Q goes in the wrong direction. So if someone could tell me why this happens, I would be glad. Overall, a decent skin, but nothing too special. I probably put it in C tier. So now to the probably most loved Riven skin by the Rivens community is Dawnbringer Riven. And yes, I'm also one of the people that love this skin. For some reason, the skin is like almost perfect. Her hair is on point. Her arm, like the gauntlet, is like this crystal thing, and the armor looks great. The animations, guys, the animations, they feel smooth like butter, but somehow I miss my double cast way too often with the skin. I don't know why, but if I go like with the EWQ combo, I miss it like 50% of the time, but only with Dawnbringer Riven, probably just a me thing. So overall, a very well-made skin, but I don't like that she becomes a bird when you ult. So I think it should be a Super Saiyan form, but she looks more like a bird for me, like a rare bird that flies around somewhere in Rio de Janeiro or somewhere. That kind of catches me off guard every time I use her ultimate. Oh, and she got two chromas, but I don't like the blue one. The red one is lit though. I think the red one released with this one Yazoo skin that I forgot the name of. Obviously, easy S tier. I'm probably gonna get some hate because I put Dawnbringer under Dragonblade, but I'm just saying my opinion, guys. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I can't change it. Now to Pulsefire Riven, Special Child. While testing out the skin again, because I didn't play it for a while, I kinda lost the E shield animation, but that's also probably just a me thing. I don't know what happened, but I pressed E and I didn't get a shield. But I guess it was just bugged. I'm pretty sure she does have a E animation. So I think a lot of people were hyped for the skin because it's Pulsefire, and Pulsefire was always like this top-notch skins they released. But when it dropped, the people first liked it and slowly they started disliking it. I don't know what happened. Maybe they realized that the skin was not that great and the hype fell off. But I think it's fine. It's nothing special really. She has a cool backport in death animation. Like I think in the death animation she becomes like a little light and goes into a ball or her sword, something like this. The sword looks nice, but it's not sharp though, and it's not broken at all, so that's also kind of weird. I don't like how the reforged sword looks. It's like weird. It's way too, how do I say it? It's way too triangular. Is triangular a word? Let me research.
Triangular.
Yes, it's way too triangular, guys. And the wind slash looks kind of lazy. I think if you wind slash, there are like 3 or 5 torpedoes that come out of her sword. I think it looks kind of lazy. And she got this weird Karen-ass looking hair, but no front to any of the 0.1% of the girls that are watching this video right now with this type of hairstyle. And yeah, I think there's not... Oh, and the animations on the Q feel kind of clunky. Not really clunky, but they feel like they're missing some frames. And yeah, overall, pretty okay skin. I will put it in C tier above Arcade Riven. Pulsefire is the point where I would say we tipped over to the new generation of skins. So all the skins I'm gonna rate now are like modern Akali skins, I would say. And the first one is Valiant Sword Riven. This is actually a skin I was really hyped for because on the splash it looked really cool. And the skin overall looks good, but it feels too it feels too windy, if you know what I mean. It's like, for example, the sounds of the abilities. Just take a listen.
Burdens of the past.
So I hope you know what I mean after that. And for whatever reason, she has no glove on. Usually Riven has a glove on the right hand, like the hand where she's carrying her sword, but this time they just left it out. And also the sword looks out of place when you ult. So if you press your ultimate and the sword becomes like this big shiny thing, it looks really out of place. She's not even carrying the sword anymore. It's just like dropped onto her hand. The effects and particles look cool, especially in the E, because it looks like flash when you use it. So if you press E, it kind of looks like flash if you're not watching closely enough. I don't know why they decided to do that, probably an accident, but they never fix it, so it's not really a problem. And she got a cool looking home guard when she rides her sword, like a hoverboard. It's cool, I like it. And she got a pretty nice backport for Riven skin standards. So Riven usually doesn't have really cool backports on her skins. On this skin it's pretty decent. I would say it's one of the better ones. And that's why I would put it in the top B tier. The skin overall looks good, as I said, but it's a little bit underwhelming, and it's nothing special, you know. It's a new skin and it got a prestige edition, but it's nothing special. Talking about prestige edition, the next skin is actually the prestige version of the skin. Who would have thought? All in all, it's just the same skin in gold with more armor and a cooler looking sword. It looks a bit better than the default one, but it's not worth the price. I don't know what it costs, probably like 20 bucks or something to get it, but it's not really worth. I would put it over the default one. I think this one looks overall a bit more polished and a bit more time worked into it. But if you got it, it's a cool skin, you can use it. So now to the next one, Spirit Blossom Riven. So I'm a little fanboy of the skin, especially the splash art. It looks insanely cool. She looks like an absolute boss. She has a Susanoo and I'm a weeb, so that's a big plus point. Her kimono or whatever her robe is called that she's wearing looks amazing, especially with the white, purple, gold color scheme. She does not have a glove or shoulder guard with this skin, but when you use your ultimate, you get like half a samurai armor and the best looking sword in the game that will boost your damage output, so that makes kind of up for it. But also the effects and the particles look really clean and thought through. For example, if you have a passive stack, you start blinking and you have like this chrome vibrating effect. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just gonna show you probably. I also like this whole blossom theme, especially when you press Q and there are like this cherry blossom leaves around you when you press Q, and you get a very emotional but underwhelming backport. But as I said, Akali, bro, what the fuck? It's not Akali. But as I said, Riven has pretty underwhelming backports, but this one is pretty emotional and okay, it's cool. Overall, her model is also very detailed and looks well made. Like they put a lot of effort and thoughts into the skin. She also has some good chromas with nice hair color changes. It's not like a Bell Bunny Riven where she becomes a fanboy when you use a chroma, so I would recommend picking those up if you can. And an extra point for the skin is the event that came out with that. I think it was called the Spirit Blossom event, where you had like this dating sim, and if you played it right, you got a kiss from Riven, so this makes it an easy S tier. And even the top of the S tier. I'm pretty confident that a lot of people will agree with me that Spirit Blossom is at least under the top 3 best skins out there. So now to the next one, Sentinel Riven. Well, how do I start this? I don't know how I got this skin, and I only use it once. I like the splash art. It looks action heavy, and the way she falls backwards looks like a cool fluent motion, if you know what I mean. I don't know how to explain it. I hope you understand what I mean. It looks like a cool fluent motion on a splash art. Just let's skip the splash art. It looks good, guys. I think that's enough. One more thing about the splash art. I know I didn't want to talk about it, but her sword is not sharp, so I guess it's more like a gut situation where it's just a big piece of metal or stone or whatever material her sword is made of. So it's not really to cut through things, it's more like to smash things. Yeah, that's all the positive things. Actually, in-game everything is wrong. Her hair looks goofy, like she used too much hair gel, and the chromas make it even look more goofy. The animation sounds like straight out of Looney Tunes. The effect on the first and second Q look way too circular. The circle she creates could be used in a math exam, and I'm pretty sure the third Q has some hidden Illuminati message that I could not figure out yet, but if I did figure it out, I probably would disappear. So if I should stop uploading after this video, guys, you know why. And also the sword is way bigger in the splash art than in-game. Speaking about big swords, would it not be a great idea if we had a Black Clover skin line with Riven being Asta and Yazoo being Yami. I know that's never gonna happen, but I kind of had this idea while thinking about pros and cons about the skins, and I thought I just added into the video. Well, whatever. Back to the skin. The broken version of the sword looks like Off-White would drop that as a coat or jacket. I don't know why I have this connection between weapons and clothing brands. I think also at the Akali skin tiers I had a comparison like that, but this time it's even better because I just searched Off-White jacket and found a jacket that looks like the sword. Well, overall the skin looks good on the splasher, but not in-game, and that's not the only time I'm gonna say that, just a little teaser. I like the red thing that is wiggling behind her. Kind of reminds me of Mikasa. I'm sorry guys, I'm being way too much weak today. Yeah, that's an easy D tier, or first D tier. Good wallpaper for your desktop, but not a good skin. Now to the next skin, that would be Battle Bunny Riven. Battle Bunny Prime Riven. Yeah, I don't really have much to say to the skin. I think every Riven player who owns the OG Battle Bunny skin, but still decides to play this skin, is a disgrace for the entire community. So this skin looks like a lot of things, but not like a Battle Bunny. It looks like a Pulsefire skin, kinda, or the Sentinel skin. It even looks more like a Arcane skin than the OG Battle Bunny skin. I'm even so confident to say that this skin looks more like Cat B320 from Halo Reach than a proper Battle Bunny Riven. Like, I wouldn't be that offended if they just renamed the skin to something like Space Rabbit or Stormtrooper Riven, but calling this skin a Battle Bunny skin is out of this world. I'm not even gonna go too deep into all the sound designs and effects and such, because it doesn't matter how good they are, they're not gonna save the disgrace they created with this skin. Just as a side note, I think the Q sounds like a lightsaber. But I gotta say, the hair and the wiggly tail looks cute, but that's not enough to save the skin. So yeah, I would put it in D tier. Above Sentinel, because overall it looks better, but still D tier. Maybe bottom C tier, but I will do the adjustments later. Now to a skin that I didn't even realize released. It's a broken Covenant Riven. I hope I pronounced it right. I sadly don't own the skin, but we got some new emotes with the skin, obviously because it's kind of expensive. I personally like the new emotes they added with the skin, especially where she hits the gritty. Like, how can you not like the skin, guys, when she's dancing like that, and even her sword is trying his best to dance. It's cute, isn't it? I think it's cute. You can't tell me it's not cute. And also the emote where she breaks her sword. I don't know why this is not the default animation on all Riven skins. It just fits too perfect into the Riven lore. But there's one weird thing about the emotes. There's like this emote where she's laughing and it sounds like a broken radio. I don't know why. Maybe I'm missing something, but at the end she sounds like a broken radio. Yeah, but now to the skin itself. I really like the broken glass red theme that is happening here, especially with the backport. I think the skin would look better if she had a glove made of glass, because the red skin kind of goes missing with all the silver armor. That's why I think the red glass glove would maybe counter that. What I don't like is this weird smoke cape thing she's wearing. It kind of looks out of place and it's too eye-catching. I would either remove it or make it more subtle, I guess. And now probably to the biggest controversy with the skin. I'm sure most of you already know it. It's the third Q, obviously. Who the hell thought that removing her front flip and making it a Detroit smash is a good idea? As I said, I don't own the skin, so I don't know how it feels to use the Q, but it looks like it takes out the flow of her fast combo, or overall all combos that end with the third Q. What I think the third Q feels like is like when you use any other Riven skin and you use your double cast third Q to wall hop something, the third Q animation kind of bugs out and she does not do a front flip, and that feels weird. And now imagine every third Q feels that way. Now to the sword. I think the broken sword looks cool, but it seems too short for the auto attack range. But the reforged sword, when you ult, that looks neat, and it kind of reminds me of a Freezy or Ice Pop with cherry flavor. Hello, it's me from the future. So in Germany we call this a Wassereis, but I did not know what word you weirdos in the US were using, so I just had to research 30 minutes to find out that you say Freezy or Ice Pop in the US, so thank you for that. Oh, and I know that my third and second largest audience comes from Brazil and Poland, so I thought I also include them too. So the sword reminds me of a Eskimalitos or a Lizak Lodove. I hope I didn't butcher that. I probably did, but yeah, now Write in the comments below what you call this type of ice in your region. Now back to the video, have fun. I also love the fact that she becomes a Super Saiyan when she ults. It's for sure better than becoming a bird after you ult. And she also gets a red cape when she ults. Maybe Riot could have used the cape for the non-ultimate version also. I think that would look way better than this smoky thing she has going on. But yeah, overall the skin looks pretty clean and well made, but it's sadly not enough for the S rank. That's why I'm going to drop it into the A rank, on the top of the A rank. I really like how it looks, but the third Q is weird and the sword is too short and the smoke screen. There are too much negative points about the skin to put it in S rank. I can't really decide if above or below Battle Bunny. I am probably below. Battle Bunny is just too iconic. I think Broken Covenant belongs in the mid tier of A. So now to the last skin. And the most recent skin that released, that also caught me by surprise because I didn't expect another Riven skin. I was just browsing the shop looking for any skins that were like on sale, and then I saw that they were selling the Primal Ambush Riven. I think the better name would be Primal Ass Riven. So the splash art looks insane, and when I first saw the splash art I was hyped to see the skin in-game, and after I saw the skin in-game I had a reality check and learned that you should be careful about what you wish. Oh, and I probably also should mention that I also don't own this skin. So yeah, let me start with the positive aspects because there are not a lot. The hair looks cute, the little tiger ears look cute, also the sound from the auto attack and W sounds cool.
To end the violence.
And I kinda like the fact that both her legs have different colors, don't ask me why though. And the scratch marks that you get when you hit your Q is also a cool little idea. So yeah, that's it though. The sound design from the Q especially sounds like Vel'Koz when he hits the toilet after Taco Bell. And how can a skin that looks so cool on the splash art look so clunky and heavy in-game? And don't get me even started with the sword, it looks like a toy from Playmobil and it does not match the skin well and it feels out of place and lazy. There's not much left to say. In conclusion, I would say the idea was great, but the skin does not feel special and I don't see any reason to really buy it. So I will probably put it in the bottom C tier, I think. Bottom C tier? Or maybe in the middle. Nah, arcade is cooler, I guess. Arcade is better executed. Every skin in C tier, like Pulsefire, Arcade, and Primal Ass, all of them have a good idea, but executed poorly. So I think that's how you get into C tier. Let me look over the tier list again to see if I missed anything. I think that's my final tier list on all the Riven skins that are out for now. So I probably offended a lot of people and I might get some hate, but tell me in the comments below what your favorite skins are and what you would have changed on my tier list. I think the S and A tier, there are not a lot of people that will disagree with me, besides me putting Championship into C tier, but I will put it in A just for my own safety. So if you have an other opinion on my tier list, just write in the comments below. I still hope you had fun and enjoyed the video, and if so, consider leaving a like or even subscribing, and see you next time. Ciao.